So we're going to be talking a little bit about black sheep horror films, the mainstream ones. So first of all, let's start with the Halloween franchise. What was the black sheep of that series? Halloween 3. Halloween 3 came under great scrutiny and was branded as the black sheep of the series because Universal basically dropped the ball, and Tommy Lee Wallace, the director, he's admitted this, so they can't get me for copyright infringements. That they dropped the ball and letting everybody know that this was going to be an anthology installment. It's to my understanding that Halloween 3 that Deborah Carpenter and not Deborah Carpenter, but John Carpenter and Deborah Hill wanted to do a anthology series with a different storyline with the title Halloween every year, and not every year, but as often as they did them. But the main reason it come under scrutiny was because the main villain Michael Myers was not in it. But a lot of people have written this movie off, but a lot of fans, I'm finding a lot of fans that said that they went back and watched it 3 and 4 and 5 times. And things about black sheeps, they tend to grow on you. So it received a poor gross at the box office, and it didn't do very well amongst the mainstream fans. The Nightmare on Elm Street series, a lot of people think that Wes Craven's New Nightmare is the black sheep of the series. It's basically the hidden treasure. The black sheep for the Nightmare on Elm Street series was Nightmare on Elm Street 2, better known as Freddy's Revenge. The reason Nightmare on Elm Street 2 came under critical review was because it was the only Nightmare series where Freddy did not kill someone in their dreams. And he came into the real world and started killing, which didn't sit well with a lot of mainstream fans. And me and the mainstream fans, we bump heads on a lot of things because they don't even want to give these movies a chance. But there is a lot of mainstream fans that will give them a chance. So, I'm not here to pick a fight with them. We just have a little different ideology in movies. The Black Sheep comment for the Friday the 13th series has been highly debated among Jason Goes to Hell. But what they do is they take a poll and percentage, and the percentage shows that Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning, was the black sheep of the series, due to the fact that it first started under the name Repetition. And the reason it started under the name Repetition was they wanted to hide the fact that Jason wasn't going to be in the film. They used, as you all know, if anybody's familiar with the film, what threw people was at the first of the film, there was actually somebody who killed somebody other than Jason. His name was Victor J. Fadden. He chalked up Joy, the character, or Joey, the character, at the woodpile. And producers have come out and said it was due to the curse of Jason that was just hovering over that place so strong that it influenced Victor J. Fadden. And then so when Roy Burns was called out to the scene, he recognized that it was his son. And so the movie goes from there. Then, about the last 15, the final sequence of the movie, the final ending of the movie, the conclusion of the movie, Jason just busts out of nowhere, and people assume Jason's alive because they really didn't show how Jason really died at the end, except Tommy or Corey Feldman hitting him with the machete on the side and him sliding off the end of it. So people assumed that Jason was alive. At the end, the movie reveals that is a copycat killer. And a lot of people just couldn't accept the fact that it wasn't Jason and it was an imposter. It was like people felt cheated, or it was almost like, I don't know. It was just doesn't set well with a lot of people. I don't have a problem with it because Jason came back he came back in more series. I mean, I have strongly debated that Friday the 13th Part 4, they did him in. Whatever Jason did after that, went to New York, terrorized the city, fought a woman with telekinesis powers, went to space. Thank God, because we get to see him some more. But, as far as I'm concerned, they did him in Part 4. But I love the whole series, and I've watched every single one of them and probably will continue to. The black sheep of The black sheep in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre series was Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. And even though it had Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger in it, it didn't change the fact that it received critical reviews. The reason that it was black sheep and the reason it received critical reviews was for several reasons. One, it starts out as deeply... It leads you to believe, the first 30 minutes of it is like a deeply disturbing horror. Then all of a sudden it just flips, extremely goes from this movie went bipolar and went straight to extreme dark comedy going crazy. I mean, the movie makes me laugh to this day. And I love them. I love every single one of these black sheeps of the series. I think it's cool when they just go out the left field and try something different. At least, it's not so predictable. But this movie just received critical reviews. But what I want to key on is this. Halloween 3, better known as Season of the Witch. Friday the 13th Part 5, better known as A New Beginning. Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, better known as Freddy's Revenge. And they never poked fun at the fact that they were going off the beaten track. However, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation, they strongly recommend the fact that this movie goes way out in left field, and I'm going to prove it to you. But before I do that, for those who've never seen the movie and for those who haven't seen it in a while, let me catch you up.
Party pooper, but it's late and I'm tired and the pizzas are getting cold.
And nobody asked you.
So basically, the movie the Next Generation goes from just deeply disturbing to that kind of nonsense, and it just goes on for 30 minutes, and all of a sudden, an actor, which we know his face but not named because he wished to remain anonymous, comes in and basically recommends what they're doing. Listen.
This is appalling. You are here for one reason, and one reason only. Do you understand that? I want to hear you say you understand that. No? It's very simple. I want these people to know the meaning of horror. Horror. Is that clear? You don't want to be a silly boy. Is that clear?
So the actor basically comes in here, or in the house, and I don't know if it was scripted or if it was improv, and said, "You're here for one. What is this?" Basically, they've been acting retarded for 30 minutes. I want them to know the meaning of horror. Basically, stop it with the stupid comedy. Thank you for listening.